Some stones installed on the structure of a temple in Lebanon astonish the human mind. The weight of each stone is as much as 3 blue whales. Surprisingly, these stones were not only cut into one piece with great skill, but also transported from a distance of 1.5 kilometers, thousands of years ago. The mystery deepens because no known civilization is famous for cutting such huge stones. Did any civilization in history possess knowledge we lack today? To investigate these stones, a team of German archaeologists started digging near where these stones were brought. There, an incomplete stone weighing 1,200 tons, about the same as 4 Boeing 747s, still rests. After digging, they found some evidence underground that is hard to believe. Once again, in the videos of Legends and Lessons, we see Baalbek, a city in the east of the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon. Here, people come from all over to witness the ruins of the Roman Empire. But interestingly, the ruins visible above ground belong to the Roman era, while archaeological evidence below has no connection to the Romans. There is a temple built by the ancient Romans called the Temple of Jupiter. This temple stands as a great example of Roman architecture and skill. But beneath it, a foundation of enormous stones has been discovered. Earlier, it was thought that these stones were small pieces joined skillfully to look like one, but tests confirmed that they are indeed single gigantic stones. One stone, later called trilithon, was lifted 30 feet above human level. Each of these stones weighs 900,000 kilograms, 1.5 times heavier than the world's heaviest plane, the Antonov and 225 Mriya. Despite their size, these stones were transported from nearly 1.5 kilometers away to this location. How were these stones cut and joined together with such precision, especially in an era without modern machinery? There's not even a paper-thin gap between them. Roman structures often focused on beauty, showcasing their construction skills. But after seeing the trilithon stones buried beneath, a question arises: if a civilization could achieve such a feat, why would the Romans, known for documenting their skills, hide this achievement? Instead, they built their temple on a ready-made foundation. Historians state that the largest crane available to the Romans could only lift 60 tons. Thus, lifting 900-ton stones would have been impossible for them. The Romans used special crane holes called Lewis holes, but none are found in the trilithon stones. If there is no record of lifting and transporting these stones, who accomplished this task with such skill? Who built the original foundation of the Temple of Jupiter? The other stones of the Temple of Jupiter are finely finished, while the trilithon stones are believed to be much older, dating back 10,000 years before the Roman Empire. In Baalbek, these massive stones can be seen in many places within the compound of Jupiter. An 800-ton stone, equal to stairs, is not a small thing to move. On the south wall, countless blocks weighing 400 to 800 tons are found, both above and below ground, yet no one knows how deep they go. The fitting of these stones is done with such cleanliness that the line made on the border is less than 1 millimeter. Observing this work raises more questions. Strange marks on the surface of these stones resemble those made by modern mining machinery. The marks, up to 10 feet in length, are completely parallel to each other. If we talk about the tools of ancient times, none of them could make such marks, at least not according to historians. These tool marks have also been seen on other stones of Yanshan Quarry in China. Here, there is a stone block weighing 16,000 tons, on which there are marks similar to those of Baalbek. Similarly, marks have been seen in the ancient city of Petra in Jordan. This city was built at least 2,300 years ago by cutting the stones of the mountain. If a comparison is made, these marks resemble the modern machinery of today. That is, even in ancient times, there was technology capable of cutting stones like modern machinery? But, obviously, historians do not have any concrete evidence of this yet. Now let's move on to where these Baalbek stones were actually brought from. The trilithium stones are about 1.5 kilometers from the Temple of Jupiter, in a limestone quarry. Here, some stones are cut in half. It's more surprising that these stones still exist because they are part of the Temple of Jupiter and Complex Woman. There are many famous stories about how this name came to be. The stone measures 68 feet long, 14 feet high, and 14 feet thick. Its weight has been calculated to be 1,200 tons. This stone lies at an angle while its lower part is still connected to the quarry. Whoever gave it this shape did not get a chance to separate the lower part, perhaps having to leave this work midway. Otherwise, We might have seen this stone on the side of the Temple of Jupiter today. Even today, the same lines are seen on the bottom of this stone. Markings are present that have been seen on other stones of the Temple of Jupiter. A model of the pregnant woman stone is placed in the Jungfrau Park in Switzerland, surrounded by models of some modern cranes. The purpose of showing this is that even today, about 20 cranes would be needed to lift it, and that too, only when cranes are erected 50 to 60 feet around the stone. Earlier, the pregnant woman's hidden underground. The only difference was that the bottom of this block is still attached to the quarry, meaning the soil layer had buried it over thousands of years. Scientists believe that approximately 1 inch of soil accumulates every 80 to 100 years. Looking at old pictures of the pregnant woman stone, it is sunk inside by approximately 10 feet, i.e., 120 inches. If 1 inch equals 80 years, it will take 9,600 years to accumulate 120 inches. So, 10,000 years ago, in the Stone Age, humans were capable of such challenging tasks? It is very difficult to comprehend. In 2014, during the excavation, another surprising thing was found: a hidden stone, buried exactly at the level of the pregnant woman, estimated to weigh 1,650 tons, known as the Forgotten Stone. It is the world's largest stone block extracted from any quarry. How deep inside the quarry it is remains unknown. This stone remains a mystery for today's scientists, including engineers and archaeologists. The methods used to cut, transport, and place them at precise locations seem impossible even for the builders of any ancient civilization or even today. Moreover, the journey from the quarry to Baalbek is not only uphill due to mountains but also very rough. No evidence was found that any direct route existed in ancient times to transport these stones, making it easier to drag them. After delivering these enormous stones to Baalbek, how were they lifted so precisely? It can be assumed that it indicates a period when humans were very tall and powerful, as gods. Various religious books like the Bible, Quran, and Hindu scriptures mention such beings. They were very tall and powerful, possessing abilities like superhumans in fiction movies. In different books, they are given various names. In the Bible, they are described as Nephilim. Some places mention their height as 450 feet, and some as up to 100 feet, perhaps for that civilization. Lifting the stones of Baalbek was not such a difficult task. I hope you guys enjoyed this video from Legends and Lessons. Please like and share a lot. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.